What is going on, everybody? Today we are back, and today it is time for 2023, 2022 season. Normally, that's how I do my videos, is I still count this as 2022 season. But whatever, it is Super Bowl 57 coming up on Sunday, and today I will be going through my pick and prediction for this game. For the final time this season, I am doing a pick and prediction video. So currently I'm opening the spreadsheet of my predictions this year because I haven't filmed a video in like a month. Although I still do make predictions even on the weeks I don't film videos. If you're wondering why don't I film a video every week, I'm just busy. Actually, a few weeks ago I had COVID, so couldn't film a video. Actually, that was when I filmed my What Would I Do as GM of the Vikings, which is the most recent video I uploaded. I actually had COVID when I filmed that video. Then I had a lot of homework stuff every week. It just didn't work out. But today we are back. I knew I had to film a video for this one. We couldn't pass by the Super Bowl because it is the last video opportunity of the year. Yes, that is the Super Bowl. We have got the Kansas City Chiefs. We've got the Philadelphia Eagles. Currently, this season, up until this point, I am 151 for 283, 53.35%. That is my QBR, technically completion percentage, but whatever. I labeled it as QBR at the beginning of the year. I'm just going to switch to completion percentage. That is my completion percentage this season, 53.35%. And we have one more game with an opportunity to up it, maybe by like a 0.5%, probably not even, maybe like 0.3%. But still, last week I went 1 for 2 in my predictions. The week before the divisional round of the playoffs, I went 4 for 4. By the way, like I was kind of talking about earlier before I left it off, I don't film a video every week. If I don't film a video, look to my Twitter account. If you don't know what my Twitter account is, go to my channel description and I'll have a link for it. And I always post on Twitter my predictions in case I don't film a video that week. So I still make predictions. I still document them, even though there might not necessarily be a video for them. So they're all valid predictions because I have documentation of them. It's just not always a filmed video. So, yes, last week, like I said, I went 1 for 2. I got Philly minus 2.5 correct. Cincy plus 1.5 was incorrect. I was pretty sad about that. Obviously, I wanted Cincy to win. Cincy potentially should have won, but whatever. For this game, currently the Kansas City Chiefs are coming into this game first in the AFC with a total record of 16-3. Their last game was a 23-20 victory against the Cincinnati Bengals at home. The Kansas City Chiefs are wearing white tops and red pants in this game. The Philadelphia Eagles were first in the NFC with a cumulative record of 16-3. They're coming off of a 31-7 victory against the San Francisco 49ers 2 weeks ago, excuse me. They are wearing their midnight green tops along with their white pants, which is their typical home attire. As of this morning, which is the last time I looked at the spread, according to Caesar Sportsbook, the Eagles are currently favored in this game by 1.5 points. So let's get right into this one. I've got a lot of stats. I got a lot of numbers for this video. It's going to be less of me talking and saying, I like this team because they're pretty good. I don't like this team. They haven't played well this year. I've got a lot of numbers to use more than opinions in this video. We're going to start it off with Jalen Hurts. This season, Jalen Hurts was 10th in the NFL in passing yards, but we also do have to consider the fact that he was out for 2 games. I believe it was 2 games, maybe 3, toward the end of the season when he had his shoulder issues on his throwing shoulder. He is 14th in the NFL in passing touchdowns. Again, like I said, we have to take all of his passing stats with a grain of salt, as he didn't play with the same amount of time as Mahomes did. This is also regular season stats, to be clear. This does not include the playoffs. So these were all regular season stuff. This season, Jalen Hurts had a 22-6 touchdown to interception ratio and a passer rating of 101.6. The Philadelphia offense was 8th in the NFL in passing yards, 15th in passing touchdowns, 11th in passing first downs, 5th in rushing yardage, 1st in rushing touchdowns, 2nd in rushing first downs, and 2nd in total touchdowns. The Philadelphia Eagles were tied for the most points per game out of all NFL offenses with 28.7 points per game. The Philadelphia defense is 1st in the NFL in passing yardage, 12th in passing touchdowns. And by the way, on defense, when I say 1st in passing yardage, that means they allowed the least number of yards. So they're the 1st best. sometimes I get a little frustrated because some networks say they're first in total, or like, especially when it's toward the middle, like 20th in total defense. But does that mean they're the 20th worst or the 20th best? Sometimes it's not clear, so I just want to make that one clear here. First means good, 32nd means bad. So you want a high number. Well, you would want a low number in theory. I'm confusing. First means good, 32nd means last, and respond accordingly. So, like I said, the Philly defense, first in passing yardage. They allowed the least number of passing yards this season. 12th in passing touchdowns. They were 6th in the NFL in interceptions. First in sacks by a very fair number. I believe they had 15 more sacks than every other team, if I recall. They're 16th in rush yardage defense, 18th in rushing touchdowns, 16th in rushing first downs. They had 15 forced fumbles, 10 fumble recoveries, 17 interceptions, and they were 4th in scoring defense, allowing 18.8 points per game to opposing teams. The Philadelphia Eagles had a really solid defense the whole year, along with a very good offense as well. I won't lie, if you watched my videos this year, I did doubt the Eagles for a period, but they have definitely proved me wrong. The Eagles are very deserving of making the Super Bowl. Now, as far as the NFC Championship is concerned, I think that's a bit of a... We can't really base ourselves off that game, considering how the San Francisco 49ers had all their quarterbacks hurt in the game. Like we said, Brock Purdy got hurt. Then in came, I believe, Josh Johnson. He got hurt with a concussion, so Brock Purdy came back in, but he couldn't throw the ball. And I believe he's suffering from a torn UCL, I believe. So he'll be out for a whole year. So it isn't really fair to talk about the Eagles in correspondence to last week. Same with every team. I think this is one of the issues I had in my video last year, is that I really only talked about the conference championship games between the Rams. I said, like, the Rams did this in the conference championship, and the Chiefs... Wait, they didn't play the Chiefs. Did they? No, they played the Bengals. I forgot. And the Bengals did this in the AFC Championship, but that's kind of inaccurate. One game is too small of a sample size. So this year I based off all my stats off season-long stuff instead of single game. So that's why I don't think it's fair to really talk about the game 2 weeks ago in the NFC Championship. The 49ers were down and out from the start of that game. They really didn't have an opportunity to put up a fair fight, so it was pretty easy victory for the Eagles. Either way, I do like the Eagles. Very good offense. Specifically in rushing offense, like I said, they have a very good rush offense led by Jalen Hurts, the quarterback. Also, Miles Sanders as well. Sprinkle him in, and he will gain some yardage. Obviously, their passing offense, pretty good. Not quite as good as the rushing offense, but between A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and, really good passing attack as well. Good all-around offense. Nick Sirianni leading the charge. Personally, I'm not a Nick Sirianni fan, but you can say what you want about him. Nick Sirianni, very good coach. I do have to admit that. Now, as far as the Kansas City Chiefs concerned, we're going to talk a little bit about them. KC is obviously led at the helm by Patrick Mahomes. He led the NFL in passing yards and passing touchdowns last year. He had a touchdown to interception ratio of 41-12. He had a passer rating of 105.2. The Kansas City offense was first in the NFL in passing yardage, first in passing touchdowns, first in passing first downs, 20th in rushing yardage, 8th in rushing touchdowns, 20th in rushing first downs. They were first in total touchdowns, and they also were tied for the NFL lead at 28.7 points per game. How fitting. The Eagles' offense, 28.7 points per game, as well as the Chiefs' offense, 28.7 points per game. Equal matchup on the PPG spectrum for offense. As far as defensive-wise, the Chiefs are not quite as much of a juggernaut. They were 19th in the NFL in passing yardage in the regular season. They were last in the NFL in passing touchdowns, 22nd in interceptions. They had the second most sacks. They were 8th in rushing yardage, 7th in rushing touchdowns, 8th in rushing first downs, 12th in forced fumbles. They had 12 forced fumbles, 9 fumble recoveries, 11 interceptions. They were 15th in scoring defense. They allowed 21.5 points per game. Obviously, we know the KC offense is very legit, very elite, led by Patrick Mahomes. Absolutely great passer. He definitely deserves the, I don't even know how much money he makes, probably 40 to 50 million. Whatever it is, he deserves it. He is a game-changing player. And it's just crazy to think. I think Patrick Mahomes, excuse me. I know a lot of NFL fans are going to say Patrick Mahomes doesn't deserve MVP because he does this every year. But you also do have to look at the fact that Patrick Mahomes, they traded away their best player. Well, second best player, because obviously we're not going to count Mahomes in this. They traded away Tyreek Hill, and yet their team got better, which is just absolutely crazy to think about. And Patrick Mahomes is the one leading the charge. They've got a bunch of, I don't want to say no-name receivers, but Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Kadarius Toney, Jerick McKinnon, I know he's a running back, but still, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Isaiah Pacheco, those guys, they're not household names. Travis Kelce, obviously. Those guys are not household names. Travis Kelce is, but other than that, they're not household names, and yet they are still leading the best offense in the entire NFL passing-wise. Who is leading that? Patrick Mahomes. As far as their rushing offense, it is still pretty good. Not the greatest in the NFL, quite like the Philadelphia Eagles are. But also, Jalen Hurts is more of a rushing quarterback compared to Patrick Mahomes. Isaiah Pacheco is a great wonder to me. I love Isaiah Pacheco. He's a 7th-round draft pick. Again, I'm a Viking fan, so I really, like most Viking fans, I would love the Minnesota Vikings to trade away Dalvin Cook in the offseason. I don't think he's worth that much, to be completely honest. I just think the Vikings need to move on. Again, he's due like $13 million or something like that. They just need to move on. Dalvin Cook is not worth that much money. That is why I look at the team like the Kansas City Chiefs. They have a high-paid quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, but he deserves all of that money. Kirk Cousins, does he truly deserve the $36 million he's given? No. Viking fans are going to cry about it. A lot of Viking fans are going to be the Kirk Crusaders. They're going to be the Kirk Defenders. They're going to say, yes, he does. He is a proven better than average quarterback, but the issue for me is that you can't pay non-elite players elite money. And that's what they're doing with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is not worth $36 million. Sure, he's worth $27 to $28 million. He's a mid-tier, little above mid-tier quarterback, but he is not worth $35, $36 million. This is why I find it astonishing with Daniel Jones in the Giants. I find it absurd that the Giants are actually going to be paying Daniel Jones $36 million this year. Daniel Jones is not a $36 million player. Only pay elite players elite money. You have to pay accordingly, not by position. You have to pay by talent. This is why Justin Jefferson deserves all the $30 million per year he's going to be getting when he gets his extension this offseason, because he's an elite game-changing player. He deserves that money. He plays like a $30 million player. Kirk Cousins is not a $36 million player, no matter what you say. And again, I'm going to tie it all back here with Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is a great player. I would say he's not quite worth 10.3 or 13. What is it? Might be 10.3 million, but whatever it is, he's not worth that much money. And when you look at the team like the Chiefs, how the Chiefs are built, they pay a lot of money to Mahomes, but he deserves it. But their running back position, they got a 7th-round pick, and he's a starter, and he's playing very well for the team, being Isaiah Pacheco. This is why the Vikings don't need a high-paid player like Dalvin Cook, obviously. Alexander Madison, too. I don't think they even need to re-sign him either. They can play Ty Chandler, and maybe if they find a late-round rookie in the 6th or 7th round, I would be happy with that. If they draft a running back in like the 3rd round, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be a little frustrated about that, because you don't pay running backs high. Running back is not a position of major need nowadays in the NFL, with the NFL becoming such a passing-oriented game. I know that's kind of a long rant I just went on about Dalvin Cook and the Vikings and paying players, but I hope you understand the picture. What I'm saying is that look at how I think the Vikings need to base their team on how the Chiefs are built. The Chiefs are built like a very good team, young players on defense. They're great players on defense. Patrick Mahomes gets a lot of money because he deserves it, not because he's their quarterback, but he deserves that money. Same with Justin Jefferson, because Justin Jefferson's a game-changing player. They're not paying high money to a running back, which the Vikings are doing, and they need not to do that. That's what they shouldn't be doing. Okay, I'm just going to end my rant there. Holy smokes. I'm going to make a whole video talking about Viking roster construction and everything that's bad about it, and paying players and linebackers and other... Oh, man, we're not going to get into it. But either way, that is the whole Chiefs offense and Chiefs defense right there. Look at how the team is set up. Look at how they're going to be successful. Andy Reid, obviously a great coach. We know that. He is leading the troops, just like every year. This is the Andy Reid Bowl, as we know. Former Eagles head coach, current Chiefs head coach, and yeah. I think I'm kind of drawing this video out, and I think I just kind of have to make my prediction. I've shared all the stats. I've shared my thoughts on the teams. The Eagles, very good rushing offense. Mid-tier, I'm going to say mid-tier to good passing attack. Defense, very good in the rushing category. Their pass defense, also pretty good as well. Not elite, but pretty good. Chiefs, elite passing offense. Mid-tier rushing offense. As their passing defense is concerned, it is not good at all. But Jalen Hurts isn't a big passing quarterback either, so it's not quite as big of a deal as if it were Joe Burrow out there, who's more of a passing-oriented, with Jalen Hurts being more of a rushing first kind of a guy. He's like Justin Fields, but not as extreme. He's like Justin Fields, except he can actually throw the ball. And again, the Chiefs' rushing defense is pretty good as well. Actually, it's very good rushing defense. For this game, like I said, the Eagles are currently favored by 1.5. Give me KC plus 1.5. I know a lot of Viking fans, including me, are going to be cheering for the Chiefs Sunday. Again, I'm on football boards too. Paid football boards. Don't tell the government. Let's not have the government come and take my money. I don't want to get arrested because I'm on an illegal football board. But you get what I'm saying. Obviously, I'm going to be cheering for the Chiefs. Viking fans, we know we don't like the Eagles. Again, there's a lot of bad blood between the two teams. Also, I just like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes deserves to win the Super Bowl because he's a great game-changing player. He deserves to win it. I'm not going to hate on him because he wins too many Super Bowls. Same with Tom Brady. I never hated on Tom Brady because, oh, he wins another Super Bowl. He wins another Super Bowl. It's because he's a great player. He deserves to win the Super Bowl. Same with Mahomes. He deserves to win the Super Bowl for how great of a player he is and how great their team is. And their front office does because their team is constructed very well, and the Vikings need to learn from them. I'm going Chiefs plus 1.5. Again, like I said, the Chiefs' passing offense is very, very good. With Mahomes at the helm, I believe they are going to be able to win the Super Bowl. Mahomes has already played in 2 Super Bowls. They've already won once. He has got the experience needed to lead the team again. Jalen Hurts doesn't quite have that. They're a bit of a shot in the dark, even though they've definitely been a very good team this year. You just kind of have to trust them. The Chiefs, to me, are a proven team. They have come out here over the past how many years and proven that they are capable of winning the Super Bowl. For me, I don't quite think the Eagles have shown that yet, but we'll be seeing Sunday. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. I'm going KC plus 1.5. Give me the KC passing offense to exploit the defense of the Eagles. Again, like people say all the time, Eagles have such a good defense. Yeah, they have a really good rushing defense, but their passing defense, pretty good as well. Not quite all that. Give me KC. I'm going to be cheering for the Chiefs. You already know. Let's go Chiefs. That is going to do it. I don't have any final thoughts for this video, so we are going to wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know when the next video after this one is going to be. Legitimately, when it hits the NFL offseason, I don't know what I filmed. I don't know if I filmed really anything last year. Like I said, if I didn't have school, I'd film a daily sports podcast, but that's just not the case, unfortunately. So I don't know what the next video is going to be. We're going to see. Maybe it's in a couple weeks. Maybe it's going to be in a month. Maybe it'll be 2 months. We'll see. But either way, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for sticking with me this season. It was another great season of picks and predictions, even though I only made a video about half the weeks of the regular season. I was just busy, had a lot going on. When you're a high school student, a lot of things go on, especially when you have college classes, which is me. I have 3 college classes right now, which is busy, along with 2 other classes for high school. A lot going on. I don't want to make it seem like my life is in shambles, because it's not. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, share it with your friends if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. As always, like, comment, subscribe, peace. Have a good night. Peace out. As always, Skol Vikings and go Chiefs on Sunday. I'll see you guys sometime in the future. And as always, check out my Twitter if you want to stay up to date with me. If you don't want to stay up to date with me, well, then stay subscribed to my YouTube, because who knows when the next video will be. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody.